Football is the world's game, isn't it? It's about skill, passion, and most of all, fairness. But every now and then, the beautiful game gives us something that's not so beautiful. Every football fan believes that what happens on the pitch should be decided by the players, not by strange decisions or hidden hands. Yet, sometimes reality gives us a plot twist worthy of a detective novel. The 2002 FIFA World Cup was one such moment. It was an event full of joy, energy, and surprises. But underneath the celebrations, a rumble of suspicion grew louder with every passing match. Was everything as fair as it seemed, or was there a dark mystery lurking behind the scenes? Fans around the world started to ask serious questions. Was this the kind of football they loved? Or had something gone strangely wrong in the world's biggest tournament? As we look back, it's hard not to feel a bit like Sherlock Holmes, searching for clues. So, let's lace up our boots, step onto the pitch and explore the unbelievable football scandal that shook the 2002 FIFA World Cup. First things first, 2002 was a very special year for football. For the first time ever, the World Cup left Europe and the Americas. It traveled all the way to Asia, with South Korea and Japan sharing the honor of hosting. Two nations, one tournament, a real football experiment, you could say. Fans poured into the stadiums, waving flags and singing songs in languages from every continent. It was a festival of football, and the world was watching. The opening ceremony was a spectacle, with dancers, fireworks, and even a giant mechanical dragon. It felt like football had truly become global. Some people worried that Asia wasn't ready for such a big event, but very quickly both hosts proved they could put on a great show. The stadiums were modern, the atmosphere was electric, and the matches were unpredictable. But it wasn't just the party that surprised everyone. It was the football. The 2002 World Cup gave us new heroes, shock results, and yes, some of the strangest moments the sport has ever seen. Love jaw-dropping football stories like this? Hit that subscribe button now and join us for more unbelievable moments, scandals, and legends from the beautiful game. Don't miss out! Your next football shocker is just a click away. Let's talk about South Korea. Before 2002, they had never won a World Cup match. Nobody expected them to make history, but they did again and again. With every game, the crowd grew louder and the dream got bigger. First, they beat Poland. People thought it was just beginner's luck. Then they drew with the United States, and the whispers started, could South Korea really do this? When they beat Portugal, sending the European giants home early, fans around the world couldn't believe their eyes. South Korea's energy was contagious. Their players ran tirelessly, chasing every ball. The whole country was behind them, waving the Red Devils scarves and singing from the rooftops. The atmosphere was electric, and the fairy tale seemed unstoppable. But as South Korea moved into the knockout rounds, the story started to look stranger. Suddenly, their opponents, teams packed with world-class stars, were struggling. And the world began to watch not just the players, but the referees. Was it just passion and hard work? Or was something else helping South Korea along? Now, let's fast forward to the infamous Italy versus South Korea match. It was the round of 16, and honestly, the entire football world was watching. Italy, with legends like Paolo Maldini and Francesco Totti, were favourites. But football doesn't always go according to plan, or does it? Things started oddly from the first whistle. Italy scored first, thanks to Christian Vieri. But then the drama began. South Korea was awarded a controversial penalty, but Gianluigi Buffon, Italy's goalkeeper, saved it. Even so, something didn't feel quite right. The referee, Byron Moreno from Ecuador, seemed to have left his glasses at home. Italy had 2 goals disallowed for questionable reasons. Every time an Italian player fell, the whistle blew for Korea. The real shock came near the end. Totti, one of Italy's biggest stars, was sent off for diving in the penalty box. Millions of fans watching at home stared at their screens, mouths open. In the closing minutes, South Korea equalized and then scored the golden goal in extra time. Italian players were furious. Fans around the world started to ask, was this just bad luck or was it something more? The seeds of the scandal had been sown. If the Italy match was dramatic, the Spain match in the quarter-finals was pure chaos. Spain, another football powerhouse, came ready to play. But what followed left everyone scratching their heads. Even my old mates at the pub couldn't believe it. Spain scored not once but twice, only to see both goals mysteriously disallowed. The first was a beautiful header, ruled out because the ball went out of play, even though replays showed it hadn't. The second was for a foul that nobody except the referee seemed to notice. It was like the Spanish team was playing against 12 men, not 11. The referee, Gamal Al-Gandour from Egypt, waved away every Spanish protest. South Korea's defense was strong, but the real challenge seemed to come from the men in black with whistles. The match went to penalties. Spain missed, South Korea scored, and history was made. By now, the world was buzzing with conspiracy theories. Was it just a run of terrible luck for Europe's giants, or was something happening behind the scenes? Even fans who loved a good underdog story felt uneasy. Let's meet the referees at the center of all this drama. Byron Moreno, the man in charge of the Italy match, quickly became one of football's most talked-about figures. His decisions were so controversial that he was sent home early by FIFA. Later, he faced more trouble in his career, including, believe it or not, a drug smuggling charge years after the tournament. You couldn't make it up. Gamal Al-Gandour, who refereed the Spain match, also faced huge criticism. Many experts said his decisions were simply wrong. Both referees defended themselves, saying they did their best. But for fans and pundits, the damage was done. The trust in the officials had faded, leaving a dark cloud over the games. FIFA, the world's football authority, insisted there was no conspiracy. They said mistakes happen, and referees are only human. But when the same team benefits from so many strange decisions, it's hard to convince everyone it's just coincidence. Even years later, people still argue about what really happened. So, were these just honest mistakes, or was there something deeper at play? The debate continues, with no clear answer in sight. South Korea celebrated like never before, reaching the semi-finals, the best ever for an Asian team. The players became national heroes, and the streets were filled with joy. But for Italian and Spanish fans, it felt like a robbery. The 2002 World Cup remains one of football's most debated mysteries. Maybe we'll never know the full truth.